Hey guys, T&K Garage here, coming at you with the top 5 motorcycle mods not to cheap out on. Number 1 is going to be levers, and these are what control your front brake and just your clutch, and you're definitely not going to want to cheap out on these because they could fit incorrectly, and that could lead to a big disaster of either your brakes locking up or just your clutch not engaging right. And these levers definitely vary around. You can find some pretty cheap ones that go from like $20 to $50, $60, and that's going to be your more cheap ones that you probably want to stay away from. When you get up into the higher costing ones, you're probably looking around $100 to $200 for the set. And with that in mind, definitely make sure there is some levers out there that are just going to be poor quality but expensive, so you're definitely going to want to go out there and research any of these parts that are on this list just to make sure you're getting a good quality item when you buy something. And number 2 on our list is actually going to be the rear set, which is very similar to the levers. This is just going to be your back brake and your gear selector or gear shifter, however you want to say it. And I've actually bought a set of these and they didn't fit right. They were pretty cheap, eBay brand, and they didn't quite fit right, so I actually ended up pulling them off and installing my stock ones back. I could tell that they were going to cause problems. I literally had to like stretch the brake line out to try to make the one fit. Obviously you could cut the brake line and extend it if you wanted to, but I just decided to stay away from that and go ahead and put the stock ones back on. And that's just the problem with buying the cheaper ones, is you will potentially get something that's just not gonna fit right. Number 3 is actually gonna be tires. And tires are obviously what's holding you to the ground, or what's keeping you away from the ground technically. And if you buy some cheap ones, they're not going to last as long, they're not going to have as much traction as they should, or the tread just won't be as good, and these could lead to disaster as well if you are riding on cheap tires. I mean, the last thing you want to do when you're going through a corner is either have it slip or just something go wrong with your tires, because it's literally what's holding you off from the ground, and that's just the last thing you want. Number 4, we're actually going to be your chain and sprocket kits. And the chain's the more important one to me, just because while you're riding around, if you have a cheap chain or you don't maintain your chain the way you should, it could potentially break, and having that chain fly off could actually probably hit you in a sense. I know I've seen some videos of chains coming off and flying off on the freeway, and luckily nobody got hurt. But you never know how that chain's going to come off. If it does come off, you could be in the path when it comes flying off, and that would also just be pretty devastating to get hit. And it will also leave you stranded if it breaks and it doesn't hit you. You're not going to have anything to run your bike, so you're either pushing it or having somebody help you, or you're throwing it on a trailer, taking it home. And then for number 5, we're actually going to be talking, it's not exactly a motorcycle mod, but it's something that a lot of people are buying, and that's going to be your gear. You're going to want to make sure, if you are wearing gear and you're wanting to spend the money to get good quality gear, make sure you're spending that money to get the real stuff, and try to stay away from the fake stuff. There's lots of stuff out there on fake gear. If you find something online where it says it's probably about $100, and then you go on eBay or Wish and you find something that's $20 and it looks really similar, it's probably a fake and it's not going to protect you as much. And all this stuff goes anywhere from helmets to gloves to pants, boots, all that stuff. You're going to want to make sure you're buying good quality stuff if that's what you want to wear, and just make sure that it's going to protect you correctly instead of probably fall apart like a lot of this cheap gear will. And that's all I have today for you guys. If you guys have any questions, make sure to comment down below. And other than that, this is T&K Garage out. Thanks for watching.